Hello everyone. In this video we will learn about the express generator settings. So let's go. We'll go to the express generator folder in disk C, express generator, and this is the content what we have from the installation. We will write our settings file and our commands by hand. So I will delete all this. We will not need this at the moment. If you go to the bin folder, the generator or gen.js has a default settings file. It is called gen.settings.ini. Ini comes from initialization. So let's see what we have inside. If I open Notepad, I can take this file and drag and drop over Notepad. I can zoom a little bit. So these are all default settings of express generator. With some explanations, but it is very difficult to read it in Notepad. So in order to make our life easier, we will install a better text editor called Notepad++. Let's close this one, open the browser, and search for Notepad++. Notepad++. Okay. Go to download. And I just installed it. Why Notepad++ is better? Because it recognizes the ini files and can I will use the default settings for installation. Do you need desktop? No, I will not need desktop, a shortcut to desktop, because I will show you how we can bind the ini files to the Notepad++. Notepad++ recognizes the syntax of the settings file and can cover it, so it is much easier to work with it. Okay, Notepad++ is installed. These are what is new in Notepad++, so we don't need it. Okay, let's return back. We see that it automatically recognized because the files, because we already see the Notepad++ icons, this green notepad with a pencil. But it can be in my case. It can be in my case because I already used Notepad++ before. If it doesn't recognize the if Notepad++ doesn't recognize the files, you can do the following: right click on the file, go to open with, choose another application. Why I cannot move it? Okay, and select Notepad++ always. Okay, this is how Notepad++ looks like. It is much better. And this is the actual settings file. This is the default settings file which comes with the installation. Let's see what we have inside. All green lines, or the lines that start with a semicolon, are commands. These are only texts, and this is the actual documentation of express generator. So I recommend you to browse this file and to read the comment about the different options. They are also separated, arranged in different sections, and this is also this are comment. These lines, the commands, they doesn't have any meaning for the express generator. They are only for the humans. So let's see what we have. We have the ini file has an option, which is the option name, or in this case server, equal, and to some text or some numbers. The option can be for one or more words. In this case, data file, they are separated with underscore, but it can be also with dash. The file recognizes different formats. And we can have one or more words. For example, here we have symbol EURUSD, but we can have Great Britain Pound USD also. So if you want, for example, to fetch several data files from internet. Oh, something is not very correct here. Okay. This is the default settings file. we will use this file only for reference, and it's not a good idea to modify it. So in order to use express generator or fetch gen.js or fetch.js with our settings file, we will make our own file and we will link to the generator. So let's try to do it. Let's open the folder of express generator, go to the main folder, and here I will make new file. How to make a simple file short bitmap? I don't see it. I don't see how to make. Anyway, there are all kinds of files, but not a text file. Very strange. So I'll do it like that. Open new file, file save as, go to express generator, and I make file gen.js. It is ini because it is configuration file, right? Okay, this is our gen ini, and here in this file I will use the same parameters what we have in the default file, but I will have my values. For example, I can have symbol and period. Okay, it must be a new line like that. So I'll save this. I'll make it Great Britain pound USD, and let's make it H1. So I open the terminal, and now I will run node. Let's make the full format bin gen.js -- settings gen.ini. Gen.ini is our settings file, which is this one. We can put any name you like. For example, if you want to make a settings file for Great Britain pound USD, you can name it gen.Great Britain pound USD.ini or gen-Great Britain pound USD ini, whatever you like. So if I run the generator like that, it will read our settings file, and we will try to download this data, but it will not be very successful because we don't have the files. Okay, but anyway, we can use the settings file also for fetch, and I can use the same format, fetch. So I will run fetch and -- settings. This is not very good idea to have this one, but anyway, I will use it to download the data. It is much better to have separate settings file for the fetch, and I can do the same. File save as fetch ini. Okay, so next time I can use fetch ini, fetch.js -- settings fetch ini to download the same data, of course. So now with with up arrow, I can return back to gen.js with settings gen.ini, and it will load our settings file. We already have this data, and we'll start generating. Very good. I'll stop it with Control-C. So let's open another file. With Control+C, we can always stop the express generator. When you press Control-C, it will save the collection of what it already has. For example, it calculated 63 strategies and collected 56 in the collection. It calculated 567. From these, 63 passed the acceptance criteria, and 56 are in the collection. Why here we have 63 and here 56? Because it has correlation analysis, and if there are similar strategies, the express generator ignores them because we don't need a similar strategy in our portfolio, for example. And also, if there are accurate strategies, they are also ignored. Anyway, another interesting thing is that, but I'll close this. I'll not save this. this is the default file, gen settings ini, and here you see the full path express generator bin gen settings.ini. I open, or even easier for file, latest file, I can find express generator gen, the one I used before. And now I can do the following: right click, move document, move to other view. And that's that way we can zoom with control and mouse wheel up and down. In that case, I can view both files, my file and the original settings file, so it is much easier to me to see the different settings and to copy them. And if you have longer lines like now, we don't need to scroll. You can click here, wrap word to wrap, and it transfers the longer lines to the next line. Okay, but yeah, probably it's not very good. I don't know. I'll switch it off. It's up to you. So let's see. The first section of the settings file is, I can use these commands also to write my settings file in the sections also. As I said, all lines that start with semicolon are comments. So these are data sources. What is the interesting? We have default, server is premium, and when the server is premium, anyway, whatever server you have here, it is the actual folder from where Express Generator loads data. So we have premium here, and here this is the default. And when you fetch historical data, they also goes to the premium folder. But anyway, if you have a broker, for example, new directory, my broker, okay, and we want to load data from my broker, we can use this one, server equal to my broker. Yeah, easy enough. Even this, it's not necessary to be the actual name of the broker. This is the folder name. Yeah. So if I copy this file from here and move it and paste it here, and I have my broker Great Britain Pound USD H1 and run the express generator, it will load this file. I will stop it again. What is interesting? Yeah, but I forgot to save the file and you load the auto. Anyway, it doesn't matter. What is the interesting? We have default settings, which are USD, Euro USD, period M30, and in our settings file we have, I'll change it to be premium. Okay, in our settings file we have Great Britain Pound USD H1. So when we use own settings file specified by --settings gen.ini, our settings has higher precedence and they override the default settings. If you don't have options in our settings file, any options, it just loads the default one. So what is missing in our settings file is loaded from the default. Right? It is very easy. Whatever options we have, I'll just undo this with Control Z. What options we have here, we can copy, put in our settings file and change it. But if you don't need some options, we don't need it in our settings file. It will be loaded from the default one. And there is also something other. If I point here settings file, in that case is gen.ini, and I provide symbol let's be Great Britain Pound USD, the option that we provide to the command has a higher precedence than the setting file, right? So we have actually three set of settings: the default ones in the default file, our custom settings file, and we can put options to override this. This is very useful if we have a common settings file and we have use for different cases. For example, let's don't specify here data, but specify acceptance criteria. Let's make a section, acceptance criteria, and make profit factor. You see, the minimum profit factor by default is 0, but I want profit factor 1.2 or 1.4, for example. But I don't specify the symbol. Right? I'll save this file. And do we have that for greater than pound USD? Let me see. Okay. Symbol Euro USD M15. Okay, let's first download data, and to make it easier for data, let's modify our fetch file and make it loading more symbols than one. Here is Great Britain pound. Let's load Euro USD, Great Britain pound USD, USD GPY, and USD Swiss franc, CHF. Okay, and we also can specify several periods. So M15, M30. These are the periods I'm frequently use. But let's set H1. And now, where is my terminal? Here. Node bin fetch.js settings fetch.ini. All right. The fetch will load this fetch file. It will load multiple symbols, all symbols with all periods. Let's see how it works. It starts to download all one by one, and there you see how fast is that. So I don't need anymore to write symbols and periods in the command prompt in the terminal for fetch. Just I need to use this line, not bin fetch.js settings fetch ini, and here to specify all symbols and periods I need. Even we will make it much more easy than that later. When we write a command, we write a command file just with a single click. We load this data. But let's run the generator for several symbols. I'll return back with up arrow. So we'll use the settings file, which has only one parameter, minimum profit factor 1.2. I'll run it from EURUSD M15. Very strange. I can't find the symbol. Yeah, okay. Here must be period, right? It must be genini, symbol EURUSD, period, M15. Okay. And I will open another tab, but I have to go to Express Generator folder. I will tab for autocomplete, go back, and this time I will run it for M30. Okay, I open another tab, CD Express Generator. Okay, back, and this will be, no, I cannot do that. I have to go with the arrows. Great Britain pound USD M30, and I open fourth one, CD Express Generator, back, Great Britain pound. Do you see that here you have USD M15, USD M30, Great Britain pound M30, Great Britain pound M15. Yeah, can I replace this? Okay, or even like that. EURUSD M15, Great Britain pound. EURUSD M15, Great Britain pound M15, EURUSD M30, Great Britain pound M30. And these 4 instances, they will work for 3 minutes, and they will put the corrections under the corrections folder. So these 4 instances consume much less resources than EA Studio. Of course, EA Studio has a visual interface. We can use the mouse to select the different options. But once we have the proper settings file, and in the next series we will look for the different options, it is much easier to run several instances, and we consume much less resources than the Studio. And the best is that later we learn how to optimize, how to automate everything with one mouse click to run these 4 instances or more, and to compute our strategies. So this, as I said, this will work for 3 minutes. I will not wait for them. I will stop with Control C, and it exported. By default, it exports corrections which has the name of the server, symbol, period. This is the time of updating the historical data. So the data are from 29th of July 2023. This is the date of the data, and it has 100 strategies. And because we already had such a correction in the correction folder, it put suffix 1. If I save another correction with the same symbol and data, it will put another suffix. In that way, we don't overwrite the correction we already have. So let's go to the next one. I'll stop with this also. It is for Great Britain pound and 15. Okay. Okay, we have this for, let's see, do we have it? CD collections. Collections, dir. Yeah, these are our collections. So you see how fast is it? So this is all for that video. Please put thumb up to the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.